sermon in a travel toiletries briefcase. That's loud. Some of you may not have any idea what I'm doing. This is something I began as an object lesson for children. And I found out the adults like it more than the children do, and I often get more from this than they do from the other sermons. There's something in here. I don't know what's in here yet. It shakes. It's lightweight. But I don't know what it is. I'm going to take whatever it is, and we're going to share something about what it means to be a Christian. Dog tags. In fact, two different dog tags. Usually when you get dog tags, you get two dog tags. There's one of them that, they go on a chain around your neck. And heaven forbid anything would happen to you while you were in a combat zone, but if it did, they would take one of the dog tags and leave the other one with you to be able to identify the body. There's two dog tags here, but they're two different dog tags. This one, this is mine. This is where I spent my 20 years in the Air Force. Harold S. Wolf, Protestant, A negative. The other one, different style. You see that? This is a very early style. This is from the Korean War. My dad's dog tag. Dog tags are important to identify us. Also with this, I didn't realize, okay, I wonder what the other thing was. This is a, I don't know what that is. It's an identification tag. It's an identification tag for Ray's dad, Ray Smith. Back when he lived at Box 775, Cumberland, Kentucky. So that was a long time ago. Ray moved from Cumberland when she was 3 years old. I won't tell you how many years ago that was, but more than a few. Identification tags. Things that identify us and identify us as belonging to something. Ray's dad was a bus driver. I don't know if this was something that his bus company issued. These are something the government issued to us when we belonged to them. We were their representatives, their military personnel. It's important to have identification. In fact, there's something very interesting. Connie's not here today, but I have another piece of ID I got this week. Social Security card. Now, those of you that are looking for jobs or have changed jobs recently, they've got this thing where you have to show that you're eligible to work in the United States. You've got to have some sort of a picture ID of you, and you've got to have a Social Security card or some other government issued something or other. I've been working since I was 16, but somewhere along the line I lost this. So I had to get a new one issued that had to be signed, and now Jerome is happy down at Temple Baptist Church because he has seen my Social Security card and he knows I'm not an illegal alien. But
hopefully this is low resolution enough that will be blurry when the video goes on the internet.
But it's important to have identification, to know that you're identified to something. Now, you should have something that identifies you as a U.S. citizen. It's important to have that connection, that I belong to the United States. I claim that as my nation. I pledge allegiance to that flag. It's important for us, as Christians, to have identification. It's not important whether or not you wear your little cross around your neck or in your earrings. We've taken one of the most gory means of execution and have tried to make it pretty. We've made it jewelry. We've made it decorations. The fact is, it was an instrument of death. It was the instrument by which our Lord was put to death. Our identification ought not to be whether or not we're carrying around crosses or fish symbols or any other symbol. Our identification ought to be on the inside and showing out. It ought to be in how we live. If we are Christians, And that term was first used in Antioch. And it was first used by the citizens of Antioch, making fun of the Christians because they acted like little Jesuses. I would that we would earn that name. That we would be so much like Jesus that other people would see him in us to the point that they would say, there goes a Christian. We would have that identification so much that others would see him in us. I didn't want to know. Why does that make such a difference? Why do they have joy in the midst of sorrow? Why do they have peace in the midst of pain? And it's all because of Jesus. They would see him working in our lives and desire him in their life. Mm-hmm. Just think about that. Next time you pull out your driver's license for identification, or your Social Security card, or if you have one, some other identification, have your dog tags or dog tags of a loved one. Think about your identification. You claim to be a Christian. Is there enough evidence in your life that others would convict you of that charge? Do they see enough of Jesus in you to believe that you truly belong to him? That's a sermon in the sack.